Hi, and welcome to the Caterpillar Cross Stitch YouTube channel. My name is Ford, and this week I'm going to share with you my favorite trick for fixing one small little mistake in the middle of a larger stitched area without having to undo the whole thing. I call it the surgical frog. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down there. I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'd love it if you were one of them. Also, make sure you check out Caterpillar Cross Stitch's other online presences like the Facebook group and the Instagram. Tons of great support and ideas to be had there, so make sure you check them out. Now, frog is a term that's used kind of throughout a lot of different fiber arts disciplines to refer to undoing or removing work. Everybody thinks that it started in their craft, whether that's crochet or knitting or stitching or embroidery. We all call it frogging, but it's not clear entirely where it originated. But what do you do if you made a mistake a while ago and it's surrounded by stitches that are okay, but then there's one little spot in the middle there? Say it's the eye of a little critter or the smile of a little person or something, and it doesn't really work without it. My usual approach to mistakes is to ignore them. You can just use your pen and change the pattern so that it matches what's on the fabric, and bada bing, mistake fixed. But sometimes it just doesn't quite work. So what do you do if you have to fix a mistake in the middle of a stitched area? Now I've got this kind of little sample here, which obviously is not very big. It's only 5 by 5, it's only 25 stitches. It wouldn't take that long to remove and redo those stitches. But what if this were 20 by 20 stitches and that was 400 stitches? And that's a couple hours of work. I do not want to take all of those out. So if I needed to fix just the middle stitch in this square, that's where the surgical frog would come into play. And it's pretty simple with a couple of little tricks that I'm going to share with you. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut the stitch that we need to remove. So I'm going to take my fine pointed embroidery scissors here, and I'm going to make sure to get them under just the top leg of just that stitch and give it a little snip. Now I'll pull those threads out of the way that I just created, and I'll do the same thing to the bottom leg of that same stitch. Being very careful not to cut or snag the neighboring stitches. Need to make sure to get all strands of them. It looks like I have. There's nothing in that hole anymore. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pick out the adjacent stitch, both legs, to the one that I just removed. Top leg, bottom leg, top leg, bottom leg. So I only need to fix the middle stitch, but I need to remove one extra stitch on either side so that I can get a little bit more slack here. You see, I've gained maybe 1/4 of an inch here worth of loose thread, and I've got 4 of those because I've got 2 strands going backward in each direction. So now what I need to do is I need to get those little tails around to the back of my fabric. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to just use the tip of my needle to pull all 4 of those little strands around to the back of my fabric. Now, if you're a friend of the channel, you might have seen me use this little trick before for other purposes, like when playing Floss Chicken, but it works great for this circumstance as well. And that is to get a needle with a small piece of scrap floss in a different color, really contrasts with the one that you're working with, and load it like you're going to do a loop start. Put both ends of it through the needle. You've got a little loop or bite on the end here. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to tuck our needle underneath some neighboring stitches and pull our little loop most of the way through. So I've left a little loop here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little tails that I created when I cut and undid those stitches, and I'm going to pull those up through my loop so that when I pull my loop the rest of the way underneath my stitches, it grabs those tails and tucks them underneath. So now those loose tails are tucked underneath the stitches just in the exact same way that I do when I'm finished with a strand of floss. So now I've surgically removed the stitch that I needed. I've removed a couple of stitches on either side of it in order to get some slack in those tails, and I can replace those 2 stitches that I had to pull out, and then I can put the stitch in of the correct color that I needed all along, without having to undo all of the stitches. Hey, did you know that just by signing up for Caterpillar's newsletter that you could get 10 free PDF cross-stitch patterns, plus be kept up to date of all the upcoming retreats, socials, events, stitch-alongs, that kind of stuff? Hit the link down there in the description or in the first pinned comment so that you don't miss out. Now, there are a lot of other ways that this technique could be employed. So for instance, if I needed to move this entire block of stitches 1 column to the right because I had miscounted, I could just take off the stitches all on the left side and do a new column of stitches on the right, rather than having to do them all. I can just take out the ones that are wrong and move them over. It allows for more efficient correction without having to undo all of the stitches. Now my samples here are obviously small and you wouldn't bother with something like this there, but when working on a larger project, being able to only remove the stitches that are wrong is really, really useful. That little trick was all I wanted to share with you this week. I do want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to please like the video and subscribe to the channel. For Caterpillar Cross Stitch, my name is Ford, and I will see you next week.